Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, respectable viewers. Welcome to Treatment with Quran. Myself, Gulfam Riaz Hashmi. Respectable viewers, as you know, we time by time talk about different spiritual issues, magical issues, and we talk about jinn possession, and we prescribe treatment of these problems according to the sunnah of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the persons who face these problems, who suffer with these problems, they recite many verses of Holy Quran, and they recite many incantations and adhkar that are taught by Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And they offer their obligatory prayers, not only their obligatory prayers, but they also perform tahajjud, and they also do charity. But in spite of doing all these things, they are still under the effects of these problems, and they don't feel relieved, and they are not recovered from their spiritual problems. So what's the reason behind it? So there can be many reasons. If a person is reciting verses of Holy Quran and doing all these activities, all the things that are required for the treatment of magic, and if still person is not recovered, if person is not on the recovery from his spiritual problems, so one reason is that the person is repeating same things. For example, if a person repeats Ayatul Kursi on daily basis, repeats chapter Al-Baqarah, and repeats some other verses on daily basis, so this repetition is also a reason behind this. The person is not getting recovered from his problem. So if a person is not getting recovered from his spiritual issues, so he must get variety in his recitation, in his incantations. For example, if first day you recite La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah for 100 times, so in second day you can recite Allahu Rabbi la ushriku bihi shay'a. So you must have variety in your incantations, in your azkar. You must change it. So what is the reason behind it? Why a person should change his recitations, and why a person should switch from one verse to another verse? What is the reason behind it? So the reason is that, if many persons are affected by one disease, so there is a possibility that all of them will be recovered from one medicine, and there is a possibility that one medicine will work for some persons, and some other persons should have some other medicine. So this is the same case. This is the case with spiritual issues. For example, if a person is under jinn possession, there is a possibility that he feels recovered, and his problem vanish away with the recitation of chapter Al-Baqarah. And there is possibility that if some other person who is also under jinn possession, he recites chapter Al-Baqarah too, but he don't feel recovered. So there is possibility that chapter Baqarah is not working in this case, and then he should do another verse, and he should recite some other words. Okay, so this is the reason. And another reason is that if you do an activity on regular basis, so there is possibility that you there get bored, and you feel tiredness, and you feel fatigue and boredom. So in order to be enthusiast, a person should get variety in his incantations, and a person should switch from one verse to another verse, from one chapter to another, and from one incantation to another. And there is another reason. Sometimes some people think that if I am asking you to switch from one chapter to another, so there is possibility that chapter of Holy Quran or chapter Al-Baqarah or Ayatul Kursi is not working in this problem. This is not the case. Quran is shifa for ailments, for every kind of ailments and problems. As Allah Almighty says in Holy Quran, وَنُنَزِّلُ مِنَ الْقُرْآنِ مَا هُوَ شِفَاءٌ وَرَحْمَةٌ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ, and have revealed this Quran, and it is shifa, it is treatment for all problems. So if somebody thinks that Quran is not working for a problem, so this is not the case. So there is possibility that one verse of Holy Quran, one chapter of Holy Quran is not working. So the reason can be behind this non-working of a verse or chapter of Holy Quran can be laziness of a person, and less concentration and less focus of a person works in it. So if some verse of Holy Quran is not working, and is not working for the treatment of a problem, so there is possibility that the person who recites he is less focused, and he is less concentrated in reciting that thing. So these are the reason. So that's why if you are under any of these problems, you are under the effect of jinn possession, you are under effect of any kind of magic, so do not repeat your verses of Holy Quran on daily basis. Have variety in your incantations and have variety in your activities for the treatment of these spiritual problems. Assalamu alaikum.